Hello and welcome viewers. You're watching this special presentation of Sansad TV, Samvad, with your host Kriti Mishra. And joining us today is a very special guest, Speaker of Uttar Pradesh Vidhan Sabha, Mr. Satish Mahana. Sir, welcome to Sansad TV and thank you so much for joining us. Let's begin talking about the Presiding Officers Conference and the resolutions adopted. As a Speaker, how important do you think these resolutions are, and what are the timelines that you're looking at in terms of implementation of such resolutions?
There are some of the resolutions which are directly concerned with the conduct of the Assembly, of the members of the House, how they must behave in the House, what are the procedures of the House they must know, in which rule they are permissible to speak on different issues. It is not that anybody can just stand out and start speaking. Because fortunately, I am Speaker of Uttar Pradesh and I have 403 members in my Assembly. That's a huge state,
yeah,
and more than 25 crore of people population there. So that's a very important house. Sometimes I mention, and this is fact, that if UP would have been a country, it was the 5th largest country in the world. So that assembly is very important assembly. The resolutions passed in Presiding Officers Conference here in Jaipur, that was more important. And most of them, they are concerned with the proceeding of the House, with the sitting of the House. It is directly concerned with the power of the committees, how the committees must function. And one resolution which has been passed by this POI, that was in concern to G20, that government of, we are fortunate enough to have Honorable Shri Narendra Modi ji as our Prime Minister, who has projected India as Vishwa Guru. Sometimes I say that India was Vishwa Guru at a time, and unfortunately in a few decades we lost that position, and we lost that respect also, we lost that position also. Now again, under the leadership of Shri Modi ji, India is progressing very fast. India is being recognized across the world, India is being respected, and fortunately India is being known by Modi ji's country also. Now in G20, India is going to head the stage for next 1 year, and next year we'll have the G20 summit here in India. So that is also very important, because once we say that India is the, as far as public, is the largest democracy in the world. So that is more important, and we have to project in the world also. We, the people of India, say that Vasudev Kutumbakam. Vasudev Kutumbakam is Vishwek Parivar. The word is a family. And when word is a family, we have to take care of each and everybody in the world, across caste, creed, religion, everything. And this can only come from the state like India, which has a culture of that, which says ki prani matra mein sarvabhamna, vishwa ka kalyano. So these both things are related with each other. So that is one of the important resolutions which we have passed. As far as the autonomy, financial autonomy of the states, we assemblies do not want any extra budget from the government. Right. But sometimes there are some heads which can be changed. Obviously they are being changed. Now we have to send it to back to the finance department, and finance secretary has to decide it. Fortunately, Lok Sabha has that autonomy. Right. So we have requested Honorable Speaker Shri Om Birla ji that they may speak to the governments concerned, and we may have the financial autonomy. Sometimes when we talk about the financial autonomy, it is not what the state or the legislature assembly wants. That is just a thing that the procedure of the work may move fast, and that's the thing we are asking for that. One important thing which is being discussed for few years back now, it was relationship between the legislature and judiciary. That's right. That's very important point. Yesterday in my speech there at a POI conference, I categorically mentioned that we are not against each other. When we say that judiciary, executive and legislature, they are the main pillars of the constitution, main pillar of the democracy now. So each one has to cooperate with each other and respect each other. Right. We don't have to interfere into each other's domain. Absolutely. We have to work at our end, judiciary has to work. Sometimes there are conflicts between the two institutions, between the three institutions also, I can say that. So that was being discussed. Once it is being discussed, I have met many judicial officers also. It must not be taken in that sense that we are against each other. As I said that as the time passed by, after 3 democratic pillars, we shifted into 4. We said that media is one of the pillars now.
Right.
So I say that when there are 4 pillars of the democracy, for example, in a car we have 4 wheels. If any of the wheels get punctured, the whole system will drop.
Absolutely.
So my concern and the concern of POI was that we have to work together for the upliftment of this people. We can't find we can't part our ways from each other. We are not there to compete each other. We are not there to let down each other. But now what is being observed in these few years back now, so everybody wants to prove their supremacy on each other. So this is not good thing. We don't have to prove that we are superior to you, and nobody has to improve or say that. So how can we work together? How can we work within our own defined domain, which has been defined by the Constitution of India? This is the main thing which has been discussed, and I think across party line, everybody was on the same page. Fortunately, Honorable Vice President of the India, he inaugurated that session.
Yes.
And I feel proud that Shri Om Birla ji, being a competent and very strong speaker, he looks very harsh and very strong, but he's mild in the heart also. He looks from left to right, and I think that he has same respect for all the members of the Parliament, whether they are from the Treasury benches or from the opposition benches.
Absolutely, sir. Sir, few issues of legislatures that I want to discuss with you, and given the fact that you're the Speaker of the largest assembly of India. So first, of course, repeated disruptions. We've been talking about how these disruptions should be minimized, and absolutely they should not be there. But so the fact that the responsibility of the presiding officers enhances in this situation, and a discussion is also there on taking strict action or implementing laws, in fact, about coming to the well. Your take on that?
Yeah, and this is fact that most of the time there are conflicts between the both opposition party and the ruling party. And when they are not allowed to speak, especially opposition, when they are not allowed to speak, they come into the well and disrupt the house. I have been there in the assembly for the last more than 32 years That's now. Right. But fortunately, when I was elected as speaker, because speaker is being elected by the house, it's not right. that I have not been assigned or I have not been deputed by anybody. I have been elected by the house. And when the house elects me, and unanimously they have elected me from the both of the sides, whether treasury benches or the opposition. So I must be a apolitical person there on the seat. So what I had 3 sessions after being elected as the speaker. So I did not face these type of problems. I feel proud to say that not even once the house had been adjourned for a single minute in last 3 sessions. That is because of I gave the opportunity to opposition to speak whatever they want to speak. They must be within the constitution, that must be within the rules. Whatever the rules permit and whatever the constitution permit, they are allowed to speak. Their language can be harsh, but it can't be vulgar. Once opposition is not there to praise the government, obviously they have their own agenda, they have their own policies, they have their own issues. And opposition is there to warn the government, and it is an awakening alarm for the government also. On the other side, government has to respond to the opposition and give all the answers of the concerned things. So I give the opportunity to both sides. If sometimes I feel that opposition is not behaving well, I am harsh to those people also. Sometimes if I feel that they want to speak, I am polite and mild to those people also. On another side, when the government is concerned, if the minister is not giving the right answer, I ask the minister also to come to the point and be specifically what they have asked. Yes. You just can't, yesterday also in my address in the POI, I said that Vidhan Sabha का जो मंच है, that is not a question answer मंच. A good question has been asked and very cleverly the honorable minister skips out that answer and बड़ी चतुरताई के साथ जवाब दे दें. तो मैंने कहा that is not a question answer, that is a forum which decides the fate of the people of the state, which decides the problems of the states. समाधान का एक मंच है, प्रश्न उत्तर का मंच नहीं है. और जब मैं कहता हूँ कि प्रश्न उत्तर का मंच नहीं है, समाधान का मंच है, तो then when opposition feels that they are being heard, they are being given the opportunity, so they don't come to the well. My 3 sessions, one of the members of opposition, his behavior was not according to the rules. So I had just to decide whether that member has done which was not required. He has from his telephone he was Facebook live to the people, which is not allowed.
That's right.
Just wanted to know whether he has done it or not. In that reference, I had just to adjourn for 15 minutes. Otherwise, in these 3 sessions, I did not adjourn for a single minute also. I have asked the opposition that I will give you the full opportunity and you have the advantage to speak. But sometimes it is being decided as per the numbers of the members on each sides. If we have 2/3 members on the government side and 1/3 on the opposition side, so that time is being allocated according to the numbers of the house, of the members of the house. But I said that I will give you equal opportunity to speak. That means if government has the 1 hour, then you will also have 1 hour. It is not that they will have 2 hours and you will have 1/3. So in that sense also they are. I fortunately within a month and a half, I completed my digital program.
Right.
Now in Uttar Pradesh Assembly, I feel proud to say that everything is online.
Right.
It is paperless assembly, paperless assembly. All the agenda is on the tablet, on the device which has been installed, fixed on the tables, and another tablet has been given to them also individually.
Right.
So now the number of the starred questions, I don't remember in the last 32 years that 20 star questions were being answered within 1 hour 20 minutes, but I feel proud to say that in my tenure of the less than 1 year, there were most of the times that all 20 starred questions were answered. So when they get the opportunity to ask the questions, the opposition is satisfied, and when the government is, if they get prepared for it, if they have such type of policy which can satisfy the people of the state, so that is good. So yesterday also I suggested, it is not the house where it has to be decided where the opposition has to speak. Sometimes out of the house also you have to be friendly. In that sense, I have made groups. I have very rich literate people in my house. I have 18 doctors, those who come for medical physicality. I have 32 members, those MTech, BTech, MCA, BCA. I have 85 law graduates. I am having 16 PhDs. I have 47 women MLAs. I have 52 less than 40 years MLAs. So in that sense, it is a talented house now, and people want to participate in the house proceedings.
Right. Absolutely, sir. And as a journalist covering legislatures, I think this is an achievement that there have been no disruptions in the last 3 sessions. But sir, before I wind up and before we end this conversation, sir, I know that presiding officers have a limited say in the particular question that I'm going to ask, which is about the time period of the sessions. So that certainly is a big issue, because in a year, if you just have 30 or 40 sittings, how do you air the grievances of the people?
Unfortunately, we don't have 30, 40 sittings also in the last few decades, you can say that. It's not few years now. We are having less than 20 sittings for the last few years. That is unfortunate. I discussed with Honorable Chief Minister, and now he has promised me that the next session we will have a long sitting session. And within that time, actually the business has to be decided by the government. And Speaker has to conduct the House within that business frame criteria only. So my session for each day, I don't remember any session being, we got up before 8:30 in the evening. Now, if the business will be there and members will be interested to speak, the agenda of the House is not for the day.
Right.
It is not, if it is, for example, today is 12th. So the date 12 agenda is not that it must be completed before 12 o'clock. If the agenda has been not completed before 12 o'clock and the members want to speak late in the night and till sunrise in the morning, I will allow them to speak if it is 12 o'clock in the night or 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning. So in that circumstances also, I think the members are willing to speak. They are interested to speak. They are interested to participate in the proceedings of the House. So I have a very rich, as I told you, rich literate people members in my house. I am proud to say that.
Absolutely, sir. On that positive note, thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you.
Well, viewers, that's all we had for you in this edition. Thanks for watching and stay tuned to Sansad TV. Goodbye from our side for now.